But before I go, I'd like to leave you with this thought. Last week, I recorded an interview for the Discovery Channel with actor and fellow motorcycle enthusiast Keanu Reeves at the old Saddleworks in Clydebank, where I keep my collection of vintage motorbikes. Like me, Keanu is a massive Ducati-head, and he soon sniffed out my recently restored 1952 Ducati 98T. Once the camera crew had packed up and left, Keanu began bargaining for the bike. I could tell he was besotted as he circled it, patting and stroking the chrome, before easing down the front of his jeans and rubbing himself off on the firm leather of the bike's distinctive twin seat. I smiled. Ducatis have this effect on me as well. And I wheeled up my 1956 Bronco so that I could be close enough to frot myself on the handlebars, while keeping a steadying hand on the 98T as Keanu's humping became more intense. I needn't have worried, as Keanu Reeves knows damn well how to fuck a bike. Keanu's sexual mastery of the Ducati was astonishing. He snaked himself around and underneath the chassis, rooting out gaps and crevices that I'd never seen before with his long and slender penis. Like a monkey's tail, it curled and prodded round the gears and hydraulic dampeners. So skillful was the lovemaking that I found myself applauding the performance by slapping my own much less dexterous cock against the Bronco's headlamp. In the end, I gave the bike to Keanu as a gift, and in return, he gave me a rare 1948 first edition of George Orwell's 1984, heavily annotated by Reeves himself. A lot of people think Keanu Reeves is just a pretty boy actor, but you can tell a lot about someone by how they fuck a motorbike. And his annotations of Orwell show the same brilliant mind at work, the margins full of pertinent observations such as, yeah, and fuck yeah. Just this morning, in a taxi to the studio, I was flicking through the book and noticed one particular passage had been underlined by Keanu. Nothing exists except an endless present. Next to this, Reeves had drawn a single heartbreaking teardrop. Soon my own tears joined it upon the page, and I had to stop masturbating to blow my nose. Nothing exists except an endless present. How much truer now than it was in 1948? We're having arguments about articles we haven't read and shows we haven't seen. Most of people's opinions are now based on videos. They're played by an algorithm trying to trick them into buying an earwax removal kit. History is now as thoroughly fucked as that Ducati. God Almighty, you should have seen him go. I haven't even told you what he did to the front brakes, but I'll tell you now. He fucked them. Or he would have done if he'd actually turned up for the interview, but he didn't turn up, because there wasn't one. But then again, history is dead, and Keanu Reeves does have a slender penis which curls out over a pair of heavy, pendulous balls. And he did once give me a 1948 first edition of 1984, but he didn't write in the margins. He's not a fucking idiot. He's Keanu Reeves, and I will always love him. Good night.